October is painted pink, a symbol for breast cancer awareness, rather a global symbol. But beyond the ribbon lies the real story. The story of cutting-edge science, the story of personal strength, and the story of a community that will never let you alone to suffer. Well, welcome to Pink Perspectives on the Story Loom from the 973 show. And yes, we are going to paint October pink with three very important people. To begin with, it is the Bahraini breast specialist, Dr. Kameela Al Majed, who will be taking us through the science. Then, the one who has walked the path, Lakshmi Krishnan, and an advocate who has all her life been very passionately working for the cause, Shobha George. Welcome, all three of you. It's indeed an honor to have you with us this evening. As I said, October is a beautiful month. It's all decked in pink, and I'm so happy to see that none of us are in pink. So it's beyond the color. It's beyond the ribbon, as I said. So to begin with, we'll begin with you, Dr. Kameela.
Yes, good evening.
We are in a very advanced age. Gone are those days when cancer used to be that threat or a scare. And we are living in an age of science, which is options out there. So maybe we should talk about that to begin with. Well, we will come to the need for screening or self-examination, which I'm sure Lakshmi will have a lot to tell. But let's go into the science straight, doctor. What is the current? What is the trend? What is new in this field? What can women be assured of?
Okay, actually, there's always a new medical technique, a new medical invention in this field. While breast cancer is not anymore scary, but a woman should be cautious about it. Mm-hmm. And early detection, while self-examination is a key part, but self-awareness and early detection is the key for early treatment for any breast diseases. There are new techniques and new investigations which is going on, though there are also present screening program, but as I say that there are also new techniques for the investigation of breast cancer or breast diseases. Okay, if we will start, we can start with people with the average risk and people with the high risk. Mm-hmm. For the average risk, the woman who doesn't have any medical history in breast cancer, there are no family history, there are no genetic predisposition, there are for example, BRCA1 or BRCA2. As I say, family history, if the disease is present in the first degree family, mother, sister, daughter, second degree family. So if these factors are not present, the woman can start early screening at age of 40. But if there are if the woman is a high risk patient, then she should start earlier, let's say 35 years old.
Great. So that's reassuring. And as you said, science is on its pacing. The race is on. So we have lots more, and we'll come back to that again.
Yeah.
Now we'll move to Lakshmi. The moment of diagnosis, be it of any kind, is a life-altering one.
Yes, it is.
I'm sure you're comfortable in speaking because that's why you're here. But still, if I may ask you to take us through the gist of that story that you have to share. Plus, what was that first immediate thought that came into you? And what was that first ray of hope which encouraged you to face this challenge with this courage that we see today?
Hi, I'm 49 years old. And on 26th May of last year is when I was first diagnosed with breast cancer. A few days later, the detailed test showed it to be triple negative breast cancer. So that was even more bad news, because triple negative breast cancer affects only 10% of all breast cancers. And the reason it's challenging is because it does not respond to hormone treatments, and it's far more aggressive, and it is also unpredictable in the way it spreads. Now, I have a predisposition, which is I have hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. So I wear a battery. I have a defibrillator which acts as a pacemaker also. So I had already a high risk health condition. So I have gone through my health risks over the years with various issues that I've had, but this was definitely a shock. Nothing prepares you to receive that news, definitely. So the first thing that strikes is, why me? I thought I've faced enough challenges. Why am I picked to go through one more challenge now? So after weighing a lot of medical options, because of my high risk condition with the heart, we moved to Chennai. The toughest decision was to leave my very young children, who are 14 and 10 now, behind, and relocate to Chennai for treatment, because I needed a team working to handle the risk of the heart along with the cancer treatment. So we had a lot of discussions on who the best team would be, and we narrowed down on the team. But if you specifically ask me, what are some of the positives that I had to actually change my attitude? Right up front, my oncologist, while we narrowed down on the treatments, he said that this is going to be a mental game. Across the world, he said, there are lots of advancements, like even in my case, I was going to go through a combination of chemotherapy and immunotherapy and surgery. While all this was going to be part of my protocols, he said, this game is going to be won only and only if I had a very, very strong mindset. So he said that is going to make or break the entire treatment protocol, and it wasn't completely my hands and not theirs. So that gave me the will to say, I had two very young children. There was no plan B. I had to fight it for them. I had to fight it for me. And therefore, we gave it the very best we had. But specifically, what shifted my attitude from why me was when I went into my first treatment in Apollo. You cross a floor where very young children go through this. It's heartbreaking to see such young children suffer through the entire treatment. But on the other hand, unless they were actually going through the pain of the treatment, they were running around, holding on to devices, or just running, playing catch. They were having so much of positivity. You just had to stop in your tracks and stop asking why me, and say, if they could go through it at such a young age, I could too. So I would honestly say those children inspired me to put on an even stronger fight. I said, it's okay, I'm 48. Those children who are not even 10 are living it so bravely. I can too. So they instilled a lot of confidence in me, and I went in with even more of a positive mindset to fight this battle. And then my second big boost came when just 2 cycles in, the tumor, which was initially measuring about 3.8, had shrunk to about 2.5. So I said, yes, the treatment is working. I'm in good hands. So it is working, and I will fight, and I will see the light at the end of the tunnel. So it helped. The journaling or daily journal was maintained to record my symptoms. And once I made a pattern of the treatment, chemotherapy is extremely rough, but once I sort of made the patterns, it was again easier to say, okay, the first 2 weeks are bad, the 3rd week improves, and then we go to the next cycle. So once I made a sense of the pattern, it was even more comforting to say, I can get through this. It's not as bad as I initially feared it would be.
Great. Indeed, very happy to hear from you, Lakshmi, with the spirit with which you're talking and the mental game that it is all about. I know it's easier said, but salutes to you, and thank you for being there as an inspiration. We'll come back to you again. We'll come back. We'll go to Shobha ma'am. I know you're visiting Bahrain, and whenever you visit Bahrain, you've always reached out to causes like this, which says that this is something close to your heart.
Yes.
Tell us about your journey in a gist, about what brought you to this advocacy.
Actually, during
late 19, maybe about 27 years back. I thought that, I had a issue in my family who was sick, and but still everything came through. It was not cancer, it was a heart issue. And I thought I should give my time to help out people who are in distress. So I chose RCC, which
the Regional Cancer Center in Trivandrum.
For voluntary work. And there, within a year, I was able to start an organization called Care Plus, dealing with the palliative care patients, home care service.
Care Plus.
Care Plus. And the course of time after COVID, it was called off because we could not visit the homes of patients, and I had to come out of it because my mother was not bedridden and I had to take care of her. So, but in the course of time, while we were doing this palliative care, lot of openings came for me. I had a good set of friends and I kept talking about the situation in RCC, and people started, listening and trying to support many causes there. One was breast cancer. So during in 2001, actually, if a patient is detected earlier, the surgery was the first priority. It is over and they are sent home. So after a few years, they come with the secondaries of the lung, and that you can't help them out. Mostly young mothers, and they have got small children, as Lakshmi said. So gifting back the mothers was the main intention in my mind. But during that time, I had a friend who sent her daughter for a project in RCC from US. She wanted to do projects in 3 different continents, that is India, Europe and Africa, Egypt. 3 hospitals she chose, and it happened to be here because I was there, I could help her out. She, a very young person, she was in her late teens. She said, in US, there's another treatment. You catch them young, and after the surgery, it is adjuvant therapy, and another set of chemo. You give them, they're out of it. She asked me, give me an opportunity to discuss this with the director, and I took her to him, and she convinced the director, and that treatment started working. And then it was 10,000 rupees for a course of treatment, 6 cycles. It's 10,000 rupees together. And we decided to pick the very poor people from the society who have undergone the surgery, and to support them with this treatment. In this way, she was, we were able to handle it. But then where is the resource? Again, this girl's parents who are abroad, they said, we'll first sponsor the first 25 patients. That year, 25 people was chosen, and they went through that. Next year, they made it 50 and further 100. So till about 2009, this program was happening. And by then, the protocol of treating breast cancer, early detection, chemotherapy, and then surgery, and all the different modes were started there. So we were able to give back mothers to the family. And we have still got people who were treated then who have become grandmothers.
Okay.
And we have got groups which we bring them together, have a get together like that. That's one thing that we do regarding breast cancer.
That's beautiful. And that's what community is all about, the strength of community coming together. And there are people in between. Amidst the community, there are people with a calling. And I think you're one among them. And thank you so much for being there. Dr. Kameela, coming back to you again.
Yeah,
you want to add something?
Sorry, yeah. I want to ask, because
Lakshmi?
Lakshmi,
Okay, roles
she
reversed.
was mentioning that about her journey, that she went through a lot with her doctors and all. Actually, I would like to know, how did you discover that you have a breast cancer? Was it a lump? Was it early detection, by screening? Or because you discovered it at age of 48.
48.
Yeah?
Yes. It was through self-exam.
Self-exam.
Yeah.
Okay.
I found a lump. But I would say, delay it a little bit because I just said it is probably PMS, premenstrual syndrome. I was feeling something because of that, and it would move away. And I had dense breasts, so it was a little difficult to catch in mammograms as well. So, but because of a self-exam followed by tests is when I discovered it.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't grade 1, it was grade 2.
Okay, when you said that you felt the lump and it didn't show in the mammogram because you have a dense breast, it's a little bit, let's say, contradict, because when you feel a lump...
No. Once I felt the lump, then it showed up in the mammograms.
Okay, it showed up.
Yes, it showed up in the mammograms. But definitely because I had dense breast, they had to do more detailed imaging.
Yeah.
So it was not a very easy, so the biopsy supported it as well. But self-exam is is a key over here for detection. At least it did not progress to later grades. It was still identified early.
Yeah.
So, Lakshmi, I would want to ask you, what helped, what did not help? A support system is very important in this whole process. As you said, you did mention a bit on that earlier as well. But then, will you be able to take us through, which could be a lesson to the larger public out there as to how to be empathetic and not sympathetic? Very often we cross that thin line, isn't it?
A very strong support system is huge support for anyone going through this traumatic journey, in very, very simplistic terms. I had the privilege of having the most awesome family and friends. I had a cheerleading squad, as I call them. They never treated me like a patient. I think that is the difference. They were never sympathetic. They were very, very empathetic. But they knew that I would not want to be treated differently. They did not treat me like a patient. They were cheering me on, but without making it very obviously so. And I very consciously had not discussed with too many people. Only my very immediate family and a very close circle of friends knew about it. I think even if I have to advise someone, that's what I would stick with. Because too many people who are not as close to you would then end up giving you advice that is not always useful. They would have a lot of different points of view. So you have your specialists, your doctors, and then your very, very core team who are positive people and very supportive from the heart. They're not just there because they're curious or they want to gossip. So surround yourself with a very strong cheerleading squad. It's not about the number, it's about the quality of your squad, I would say. So what worked for me was keeping it very small, core group. And me as a person, when I'm going through something, I feel weaker if I talk to too many people. I like to conserve my strength and fight it through. And I had a very, very close bunch of friends and my immediate family, whether it was my brother, my sister-in-law, every single person. My husband was definitely there every step of the way. My two beautiful girls, they were always positive. They were cheering me on from here. But other than that, I would definitely say stick to a small group who are always positive and cheering you on from the heart rather than just giving you pointless advice, which complicates things more than helping.
I'm very happy to hear that. I'm sure you learned it over the process.
Yes, I did.
It was not
so it's easy to advise now in hindsight.
But that's the beauty of it, It's easy. It's better because you've been there. So it's more trustworthy, and what you're saying can be taken as the right advice. So
thank you.
Thank you so much. So I'll go back to Dr. Kameela again. Simple, straight question.
Yes.
When it comes to treating breast cancer, is it a one-size-fits-all theory?
No, not like before.
Okay.
Earlier, it's like combination of surgical intervention and chemotherapy. Now it's not only that. We have different kind of treatments, depends on the, as Lakshmi said, it depends on the subtype of the cancer cell. Before we jump into the treatment, we have to investigate. I'm sure she has done a biopsy. right before that. So through that biopsy, when we take a biopsy from the tumor, we will know the subtype of the cancer cell. According to the subtype, then we can initiate the treatment steps. For example, you had her triple negative, which is, as she said, it's more complicated treatment. The most common type is the HR positive, hormone receptor positive. We have HER2 positive, and then we have the, as she said, triple
estrogen, progesterone positive.
Yes. Yes.
HER positive.
Yeah.
That is the most common one.
Yeah. So it depends on this subtype of each cancer cell. We have different kind of a treatment, whether we start a new adjuvant chemotherapy, which is chemotherapy before surgery, or we go into the surgery. We have hormonal therapy, immunotherapy, radiotherapy, and targeted therapy. So it depends on each person. We have different individual patient step we go through to plan the treatment with like team that includes the surgeons, oncologists, and other also doctors involved in the condition.
And also, doctor, every October we make a lot of noise. We hear the pink slogans, and people definitely, it makes a difference. I'm not denying it, but don't you think it should be around the year? And how have you seen over the years, the awareness being created, and how do you think like such organizations or people like Lakshmi or clinics like yours, how have they helped? How do you see that?
Actually, what I have noticed is that the awareness has spread.
Okay.
Unlike before, the woman will hesitate. She's scared. No, I'm not gonna go and check. But what I see now is positive vibes from women all around. And for me as a doctor, I've been invited for many events in October. It's kind of congested month, lots of events, and I'm happy to see lots of women sitting around, listening to us, and discussing, getting involved in this awareness month. And I think the previous mind about hesitation to go for early detection and screening has changed, and I'm sure that lots of women in the community are aware of their health, especially when it comes to breast, because breast cancer is the most common cancer in women.
And I agree with you from this side, from the media perspective also, because Bahrain has a high rate of breast cancer, which is dropped, and that thanks to awareness. A lot of awareness, as you said. It's nice to see women, I would not limit to women, men also sitting around, and I see men walking for the cause, which is very interesting. Coming to Shobha ma'am again, we heard from the doctor, we heard from the fighter, the warrior herself, but the NGOs, in general, the civil societies and people like you, advocates, they play a major role. At the same time, there is this very important aspect of education needed for the advocates and awareness, because in this fast-paced world of media, misinformation can be a very big threat, isn't it? What is your take on that, ma'am?
See, as far as we are concerned, when we were in RCC, we used to have ongoing programs where they, educate us on how to handle the patients, how to organize camps. The best thing in Kerala, where we stay, lot of medical camps happen. We encourage all the clubs, school, colleges, everything to conduct camps. If you can detect one person early in that, it says that that camp is success. If you examine 100 patients or 100 people who visit the camp, and if one person is detected, it's a success story.
Indeed.
And at once they are direct to RCC. Mostly people who come to the camps are from the lower strata of society, and it helps them, it's a shock to them, but then we give them word, we are there for you, we'll help you out. Doing all the running around in the hospital, fixing things for them, taking these people as our relatives. We'll tell the doctor, ma'am, this is my sister or something like that. Then always the doctor say, don't say that. When you bring someone, we know that. But
Yeah.
still, you know, a lot of success stories are there. Give them the confidence. You can fight this disease along with us. We are there for you. For us in Kerala, main problem is education of children. Once the mother is sick, the education part comes down. So we do that support also, educating children. And they qualify and become very good. From the children from 2000 are good nurses, engineers, in different walks of life they have come up.
You're right.
So it's a big, and we do a get together once in a way, calling those children. And they start supporting the next generation children. That's something nice.
You're right. Beautiful.
We do have continuing education program at RCC which equips us to do it better.
Great. Well, Dr. Kameela, as we come to the last round of questions, I would want to ask you about the long-term challenges of post-survival, or after fighting and overcoming, my basic reading speaks of chemo brain, lymphedema, things like that. Are there any long-term challenges that you see, and what are your thoughts and suggestions on that? And now I'm talking of not the ones who are yet to detect, or I'm talking of the
Post. Yeah.
post.
After.
Yes.
After this journey or during the journey of going through, I think she's the best to answer this question.
I have a very different question for her.
But I'm gonna give like a brief about it. I'm sure the person or the woman herself will go through a very hard time during this journey, from knowing what she has, dilemma of what's going on, what's gonna happen, what's the future, what kind of a treatment, what I'm capable of. And believe me, all women that we have faced in our clinic, in our center, in the hospital, they are so brave. And then they survived the battle of beating the disease. Patient will go through, she will have switch off her brain for some times. She need to be surrounded by positive vibes, as she said, helpers, family, close people around her, supporting words, initiation to push her through the treatment. Also surrounding with the positive people, as you said. And I think whatever I'm going to say about the woman who's gone through this journey, it will not be enough unless someone has gone through this. Psychological effect is playing also a big role, rehabilitation, and I think, and so on, it goes.
Great. I think chemo brain, like you said, is a very real deal. One doctor very funnily said, stop trying to do too many things at the same time. Think like a man, do one thing at a time. Don't try and juggle so many things.
That's pretty difficult with women, they say,
So women typically are trying to juggle many things, multitasking. So the chemo brain is a real thing. The brain does slow down. But I think my personal challenges were more, I'm just talking about the physical challenges now, nerve damage that it does. Mm-hmm. There's a significant amount of nerve damage that happens through chemotherapy and immunotherapy. So there is long-term rehabilitation and medicines that are given to bring those back to normal.
Yeah, and my question to you, Lakshmi, would be, you've been a warrior. You're now sitting here speaking to the world as to how to go through this, because you've been there, as I repeatedly said. But then this is a new norm for you, isn't it?
Yes.
Post the episode, it's a new norm. Your body is different. Your brain, as you said, is different. Your whole approach has been different. So what is that one tip that you would want to give all those women out there? Honestly speaking, not every woman might be like you, might not have fought this brave or come out positive. there would be women listening to you who are fighting the battle right now. So what would be that one tip to you, to them, that you would say as to how successful can you emerge from this whole, I would term, beautiful journey looking at you?
See, I would speak about the strength that you develop from within, right? The person you see in the mirror is not recognizable. I had lost all my hair within a week of starting treatment, and soon after I lost my eyebrows, my nails fell off. So I had long curly hair. I was very attached to it. So the changes are very intense, and the person you look in the mirror is not recognizable. So there are hard days. It's difficult to love the version 2, as I call myself now. But then you find the strength from within. This body had fought such a strong battle and survived it. So you start giving it the care. And I think strength to me is picking myself up those days, those bad days, and telling myself that these will change. And I am sitting here, they did change. But the two biggest mantras I would say to anyone fighting this is, there are extremely low days. I'm not going to lie. There are very, very broken days. But over a period of time, those reduce and the good days start showing up. And you need to have a lot of hope and faith and surround yourself with positive people. Hope, because some days don't look like you're going to make it. And faith, because faith sees you through those bad days a little more easily than for others. So I wasn't a very religious person to begin with, but I did find faith helping me a lot. And I had a supportive family who leaned heavily on faith as well. So that gave me a little more of a boost of energy. So hope, faith, they might sound like very cliched words, but those are actually the only mantra that carries you through those dark days. You will find the strength from within, and you will say, I'm unstoppable. You will say that I'm strong, and strong not in the physical way, but strong in the mental way. And the way you pick yourself up after those bad days and say, this is not me. This does not define me. I'm a much stronger person now. So I think I tell myself version 2 is way more stronger than I do miss the earlier version, I will not lie. The carefree version I miss.
Yeah.
Because like she would say, the psychological toll is a lot. And cancer, unlike most diseases, you also want to make significant lifestyle changes to ensure it never comes back. So it does play on your mind, but over a period of time, it starts playing positively. You make good lifestyle changes, and you carry on because of the hope that you have that I will beat this, and I've beaten it once. I'm superhuman, so I will live to be a little more stronger than I was earlier.
Excellent. Yeah. That's very beautifully, very well said, Lakshmi. And as we come to the close, if I would ask you, all three of you, to share your parting comments in a very short concluding statement as to what is that one message that you will have to give to the world through Live FM 107.2 to all our listeners out there. Maybe we can go back to Dr. Kameela to begin with that one message.
Early detection, early screening for early detection before you feel the lump. Mm-hmm. Before you feel the lump, you just go early, do your screening. If you are at high risk, if you are not at high risk. If you are at high risk, then you go at the age of 30, 35, let's say. You start with ultrasound. It's not scary. Ultrasound is safe. If it is indicated to have a mammogram, the physician will guide you through the investigation. If you are at high risk, you go early for screening. If you are at average risk, which you have no risk factors, you start with 40 years with mammogram and ultrasound. And if it indicated, probably you will have other investigation, for example, MRI. If there are lumps, they will take biopsy. Everything is safe in this journey, and we are assuring that everybody will be supporting you.
Thank you very much. Ma'am, what will be your closing remarks, please?
To be frank, 2 days, maybe 2 weeks back, I got a phone call from our Trivandrum saying that a breast cancer patient is in dire need of money, was into chemotherapy, radiation, and still she's going into the second cycle of chemotherapy. She has got a young son who is supporting her and studying and working in the evenings and taking care of her. So I was discussing it with my daughter, and my daughter came upon an idea. I'll do a Zoom painting class and I'll ask everyone to donate the money to that account.
Beautiful.
You won't believe it. Yesterday was the pain class. She had severe cold and cough. Still, she was instructing and people painted. And they, chipped in about 15,000 rupees.
Beautiful.
It's something, that is how you have to rise up to the occasion to handle situations for others.
True. Very true.
Just holding their hand. And they were simply surprised, I said, I'm far away. I won't be able to do anything. But then it happened.
That's beautiful. Very beautiful. A take back message, because you were the true advocate speaking, someone who's holding the cause close to the heart. I think every little step can make a difference in every way. Lakshmi.
You don't choose this battle, but when it hits you, surround yourself with your army, your positive people, and you can make this journey. Technically, there are lots of medical advancements now, so it's no longer as scary as it was earlier. And like she said, early screening saves lives. The knowledge that we have today, we need to spread awareness so that more and more people test early, so that this can be identified at an early stage and they do not go through as traumatic a journey as it is when it is at a later stage. But once you're faced with it, just find the strength from within and take the help of people around you. It's just about having the army backing you. And if you are one of those in the army, please be that person for somebody else. Carry them through this journey. And if you've just helped one person, like Auntie does so well, if you've helped one person go to navigate this journey a little better, you've done your bit.
Great.
Thank you.
This episode will ever remain close to my heart because we've done several story looms where we had larger crowd of people sitting around the table and discussing things, but I'm very happy that I'm sitting with three beautiful women around the table, three lovely women who are really close to my heart. Lakshmi, I've met you very recently, Auntie a couple of years, and Dr. Kameela a couple of years, but then I can see that the message has come out there. And as I always say, October is a very beautiful month because it's a fall season, the weather sets in, Christmas is around the corner, we are waiting for the November snowflakes and the Christmassy feel. And what comes to my mind is what Lakshmi said, and I would close with that. Hope is the candle, and hope comes from faith, because beyond all the signs, the lab and the clinic, the advocacy, the courage with which you walk the journey, beyond all that, there is this ultimate submission that you need to give to any situation in life. And that's what we heard on this episode of The Story Loom. Dr. Kameela Al Majed, Shobha George, and Lakshmi Krishnan with us only on the 973 show. And this is Raji Unnikrishnan signing off.